Hey everyone, so I'm gonna be honest, like right out the door in this video, I really was contemplating on if I even wanted to make this video today, if I wanted to film. And I've just been going through a lot of stuff in my personal life, and it has been one thing after the other. It kind of started from last week and it's trickling into this week as well. I hate June, I hate July, I hate hot weather. Yeah, so that's the vibe of this video. If you're new here, I'm sorry, I hope this isn't too jarring. I know it's about notebooks, but I do, on my channel at least, I am a yapper, so I do talk about my personal life and stuff, and I understand it's not everyone's cup of tea. In this video, I'm gonna just go into the notebooks first, actually, and then for those of you who care for the yapping, I'll kind of dive more into it. I didn't do an update video last week, so I felt like I had stuff to actually show this week. And also on the whole like filming thing, like the reason that I came on here even though I felt like I was struggling is because I just want to keep myself accountable. I also use this hobby, like being on YouTube, doing the notebooks, I use my hobby as a coping mechanism to the things that I'm dealing with. So in a way, it's like I feel like it is hard to film when you're feeling a certain way, right? When things are not going well. But at the same time, it's also my coping mechanism, and it's kind of like nice to just chat and yap. And I know not everybody cares about what I have to say, like in my personal life, but those of you, even just like the one or two of you who do listen, like I appreciate it a lot, and it does, I don't know, it helps me, like helps me cope. So this is my Hobonichi cousin, and oh, guess who's back? The therapy negative thoughts notebook is in full action. I have been writing in this, but you know, I'm just glad that it's there because again, I don't really want to write all the super negative stuff into my main journal, just personal preference. So I'll link like the video where I introduce this, but I just basically wanted like a small notebook to accompany this, kind of like how people have like field notes to accompany their main book. And this one is my little therapy journal, and it's not something I want to share obviously, but yeah, it's just to get the thoughts out. Like my idea with this little booklet is kind of spiritual. Like I'm not like a spiritual person, like I'm not religious or anything like that, but in a sense, like to me, this is kind of my spiritual practice, if you will. Like I feel like if I expel all the negative thoughts into one place, then it will like kind of be trapped. The negative thoughts will be trapped in here. Sorry guys, my dog is also yapping in the background. I'm not even gonna go through this weekly section anymore because it's literally just writing out my memories, like memory keeping. This is what I do in the weekly section. Again, if you're new, like basically I just write out like highlights of the day. It's just to kind of keep up like with things that are going on in case I don't journal like that day, and that way I have like some idea of what happened. There are weeks like this where it's not always filled out, and I think that's okay. Even just having like one blurb is good enough. So I definitely am trying to get into that practice of like letting the empty spaces, the empty pages go, just let them breathe. And you'll see a little bit more of that from last week. And I never remember where we left off in the last videos, but hopefully this isn't too much of a repeat. Actually, what I think I'll do is do a flip through of May. I've been doing this like dashboard thing for every month. This is, oh yeah, so this is the April, since this is an April start Hobonichi cousin. So that was the first one, and now we have May, and then I'll show you guys June. I did set up the June dashboard cover, whatever you want to call it. There's not really a lot to like highlight, I guess. Sometimes like there's like, I feel like my life, my day-to-day isn't very eventful. So a lot of these pages are kind of just decorated in the aesthetic that I want or that I'm thinking of that day. So yeah, there's I feel like that's like the reason why I got the Hobonichi cousin, because I wanted each day to feel kind of special, because I'm somebody who doesn't really go out that much, and making each day a nice like aesthetic spread kind of makes it feel like it's special, you know, like when there's really nothing going on. And sometimes it's strategic too, like for example with this, I put a bigger photo here because I didn't have to worry about writing as much. So it is kind of strategic with how I decorate. Sometimes I decorate to accommodate the amount of text I really want to write, and other times it's the other way around, like I'll decorate based on what I wrote in it first. And it just kind of depends. It depends on my mood that day and like how I want to like write. And then I've been doing these kind of like peekaboo pages. This one's a little strong. Just peekaboo pages for if I want to write more, but I also like printed this out, which is kind of like just like an interesting blurb, like more of like a creative writing type of blurb. I'm not really sure how to explain this, but I did type this part out and added it. I've been using these like very wispy thin papers that I got from Yamamoto Paper Company. They have like all kinds of paper. Like I think this one might be Sanzen Tomoe River paper too. Or no, this one is not, sorry. But they do have like packs like that, like Tomoe River paper or like other thin wispy papers. So I've been using that since it's kind of, it's like thinner paper. So I feel like layering it isn't too bulky. Like it doesn't bulk it up too much. But yeah, so I've been doing stuff like that. Again, just having more to write. Also, sometimes I will do this to like hide the text if I don't want them to be read, because obviously I'm like sharing it on YouTube, and honestly, I like the way it looks too, so it's kind of a win-win. So it has lots of peekaboos. It's not always to hide text. Like sometimes, like I said, I'm not too negative in this journal, so I'm not like too fussed or whatever, but sometimes it is just more of like an aesthetic. Like I want to write more, but I also want to have like some more visuals. So that's why I'll like add these extra like things. I think this spread is actually the last thing maybe that I shared the last video. So yeah, we'll kind of start from there and go into it. So last week at work was like really crazy. I did not have time to even journal or do anything. Like I was working from like 9 a.m. to like 10 p.m. for like 3 days straight. So it was really crazy. And I didn't really have a lot of time to journal, which is fine, it happens. But I'm one of those people who like cannot stand the blank pages, so I usually end up going and backfilling. But with these, I didn't really know what to say. It was just so busy and there wasn't much going on. So, you know, this is kind of an example of like just utilizing a page when you don't necessarily want to write in it or backfill it. I just decorated it. I went a little crazy with the washi tape, but this washi tape is so good. And I just like this. Everything will be okay. And then my big mood here. I really like the way this page came out. Like I wasn't even intentionally trying to go for like a spring vibe, but sometimes I think it's just because I'm such a like visual driven person. I went on a walk and I saw these daffodils growing out, and I just added the photo. All I knew is I wanted to add the photo, and then everything else came after. And I think I just like naturally started gravitating towards all my like yellow stickers and stuff, and very spring vibes. Oh, and by the way, these like stickers, these are from Cameo, and they have like a interesting like texture that I'm not sure how to describe, but it has like a kind of like a 3D-ish texture to it, if that makes sense. And I don't know, it feels really nice to just like touch them. I think all the Cameo stickers from well, not all the Cameo stickers. Like Cameo is just like a brand that makes a bunch of stickers. But I do have a bunch of Cameo stickers that I haven't used, but all of these have like the texture. But if you see like this, like if the package looks like this, they all have that like texture, I think. But then Cameo also makes like these Tamagotchi stickers and they don't have like the same texture. I think this is Cameo. Is this Cameo? Yeah, it is. So I think they're just like a big like stationery sticker brand. But yeah, I've been using all my stickers again more, which is great because I definitely am one of those people who like sticker hoard. Okay, this page was like definitely my favorite, especially this day, just because this is when I was like thinking about lo-fi ghosts, which I will get more into. Like I did print out a little mock-up. Very, very, very early mock-up, early stages, subject to change. It's kind of a zine idea, like an online zine idea that I've had for a while. The name is based off my Tumblr actually, which is Lo-Fi Ghosts. So I don't know if anyone knows that or even uses Tumblr anymore, but yeah, I occasionally pop in there for the nostalgia really. So yeah, I just really like the vibe of this page. I often have pages like this where I'm in my nostalgia mood, and I've been just kind of watching or rewatching like my favorite Y2K shows and stuff. So even this page too, kind of. I think I want to add more stickers to this page. Actually, maybe I'll just do that now. I wanted to add more stickers to this page, but I was actually thinking about doing it on camera. Is this like too random? Like, should I have made this a separate segment? But oh well. Maybe I'll just like decorate it and kind of yap a little bit. These stickers too, they have like a texture to it, like almost like watercolor paper, I guess is the best way I can put it. So the 26th, that was, is that Memorial Day? It was a holiday, so I had no work. I did decide to have a me day and just like go out and get some coffee, get some air. And, you know, I'm definitely somebody who is like always cooped up in the house or in the apartment because I work from home. I just kind of gotten into that habit of like not leaving my apartment that much. I did end up going out and just like having a me day. I cannot find where the tape starts, the struggle, like every time with washi tapes. Okay, by the way, let me know if anyone else is like this or if I'm just like a strange person. But one of the reasons that I used to hate washi tapes, I used to never wash washi tapes. I used to never use washi tapes because I hate like having to find the sticker edge. Like having to find the sticker edge is like very annoying to me in a way that I cannot explain. Like in like just like super annoyed trying to like peel the sticker off. And then there's like a whole process to it, you know, like you have to cut it and stuff, which I know it's not a big deal. And like, again, I feel like I sound weird saying this, but I'm just curious if anyone else feels that way towards washi tapes. Cause I feel like I'm like the lone weirdo who thinks this, but like I used to just like be really annoyed using washi tapes because of this, like, because I have to like find the freaking sticker edge. Maybe it's also because I always have long nails, and actually that's probably a big part of it because when I do have like shorter nails or I don't have my nails done, what is going on with this? Okay, see this is why I don't like washi tapes. Like seriously, I am teetering on the edge of having a mental breakdown here on camera, live, because of this washi tape. But yeah, like the too long didn't read is that I feel like washi tapes just stress me out. I don't even know what's going on, you guys. This is like a disaster. Okay, anyway, so I am not well. I'm not well, you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but I am not well. What the hell was I saying even before I got into that tangent? Oh, yeah, so I had a me day. Sorry, I had a me day, and then I did end up going out and treating myself to some mochi donuts and a Vietnamese coffee. And I hadn't gone out for so long that I didn't realize there was like a new like little mochi joint, I guess. Also, like, how beautiful is this washi tape? I use it again actually here, but this washi tape is so pretty. Like, I'll show you guys the close-up actually. And it's just BGM. Like, I feel like BGM makes like every washi tape, but it has kind of like this sparkly gold foiling on it, which might be a little bit hard to see because of it's like translucent, but it's so pretty. Like, this is like by far, I think, one of my prettiest washi tapes. I like that it's big because I think the small ones I struggle with, even though I do use a lot of the small ones. Anyway, moving on. So I did go treat myself to some coffee. I haven't done that in a long time, like treating myself to a coffee and like going out by myself. And actually I did bring Coco with me, my dog, and I initially took her to the park, and then I brought like my drafting device with me to like write some scripts for content creation, and I barely wrote anything, so it was kind of an epic fail, but I did find like this bench to sit at and just chill with my dog, and it was cool. It was fine. Oh, this sticker pack's so cute because it has little black Shiba Inu, like my doggy. But yeah, I just kind of had a me day. Sorry, I'm like all over the place because I don't even know what I'm saying right now. But yeah, so I did have a me day, and I do think it was much needed. I really did want to be productive that day, but sometimes I think I just need to chill. Like, I get very into like, I'm like the type of person who gets into like a workaholic mentality very, very easily. Like, at some point in my life, I was like basically working like 3 jobs, like 3 actual design jobs. And I was working like all hours. I don't know. It's not even like it's being forced on me, you know, like I get like that. Like, I can become a workaholic very, very easily. So I think it was just nice to chill, you know, like just to like stop myself from having to worry too much about that, like having to worry too much about working or doing anything. Random pro tip, but with sticker packs, I always cut off the very top because I don't like having to like flip open that like sticky closure. This way it's like so much easier to just pull the sheets from the top. So I do that with all my sticker sheets. But yeah, I get into this kind of workaholic mode very easily, and sometimes I think I just really need to chill and just like relax, you know, because I really was kind of getting into my own head and telling myself that like I have to create content, like I have to think of stuff to do on my day off. And also it's just because like I don't really have much time to make like content creation besides like working around my job, you know, like my job hours. So on that day I was like, yeah, like I need to do stuff. Like I need to make content, and I didn't really end up doing anything. And I think at first I was kind of annoyed at myself because I was like, oh my gosh, like I had all this time to do something. Like, why did I not do anything? But I think you just have to like remind yourself to like give yourself some grace, and not everything has to be go, go, go. But I definitely think we live in that kind of society, you know, like where everything is like go, go, go. I just ended up chilling. I went to the bookstore. I bought 1 book. There is a independent bookstore also down the street. So I always go there to try and find some books, since they're like half the price that you would find at like the regular big chain bookstores. And I did get one book, and I am proud to say I only got one book because I definitely get into the habit of buying a bunch of books when I go there because it's so cheap. This is the book that I ended up getting. It's called D is for Death, an alphabetical journey through life's ultimate enigma, death. I have not really read this yet, to be honest, but I do think it's a very interesting, like, look into death in general, like just like kind of like the ancient ideals behind it, and like, I don't know, like different cultures, how they perceive death. It does sound kind of more morbid, but I think it's kind of on brand. I actually thought it was funny because I had already come up with lo-fi ghosts and like the overall vibe. And when I saw this book, I was like, wait, this is like totally my aesthetic too. And also like death in general is something that I would cover in the zine, just like the ideals around death. I've also just like, you know, kind of been surrounded by people who have passed away, and it's always been kind of a weird like spiritual thing that I often think about. Not even like the fear of dying or anything like that, but just like the idea of death, like, you know, like the ideas and the cultures that surround it. So when I saw this book, and they only had like one copy, because they usually just like have like one or two copies. And yeah, again, I know it sounds morbid and it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I do think there's some kind of fascination with death. I know it's like a scary topic, but I do think that at the deeper core of it, there is so much like that goes into the D word here. So very, very excited to get into this. But yeah, I just got this last Monday, so I don't really have time to read it yet. I don't really have time to do anything, if I'm being honest, so I'll just put it to the side here because it like perfectly fits my aesthetic anyway. Anyway, so yeah, so I did have a nice little me day, and I think it was needed. I've been on my So Weird binge yet again. Another thing with Lo-Fi Ghosts, it's like very heavily inspired by So Weird, which is the 90s, the late 90s, 2000s Disney Channel show, which was basically X-Files light, like as a kid-friendly version of X-Files. And then we go into June. So here we are. This is where we are currently. This is my June dashboard. Very, very much inspired by like the 90s tech. This entry here, like this is not my photo, but there's this like new Fujifilm camera that is coming out that is kind of like supposed to be like a hybrid of like film-ish feeling. I just thought it was really cool, and I really want to get it, but it's so expensive. It's like $800 or something, which I don't think is worth it for what it is. Basically a gimmick toy camera, but I really liked kind of the idea of it because it's really small, and again, it's like emulates film. So I just thought that was really cool. I love film photography, but it does get kind of cumbersome, and the film gets expensive, and it's expensive to like develop them over and over again. So I think having kind of that like film emulation type of camera is very cool. And I think it's like the first of its kind, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is something like that. But yeah, so we're into June. I don't know how we got here, honestly. Like the last 6 months have truly been a blur. Just really quick, I will talk about Lo-Fi Ghost. There's really nothing prominently like done here yet. I know I shared like a very small snippet on my community channel, but basically this is the idea. It's supposed to be like a zine. So I wanted to create like an online zine for the longest time, but I just feel like I wasn't motivated enough to like really shell it out, like, or flush it out. So it's always just been kind of like lingering as an idea in the back of my head. I don't know, I never like tried to bring it into fruition, but these days, because I feel a little bit more inspired with like creative stuff, like I felt like, you know what, let's just go for it. Like, let's try it out. Like, let's just work on it. Let's just do something. And so I did. I started using some of the photos that I've taken over time, trying to bridge like my photography, my love of photography, and also like mental health somehow. So for those of you who don't know, I do have a blog called Lo-Fi Ghost. Right now it is under construction, so you can't access it. But basically I've had this blog for at least 2 years now or something like that. But this zine is pretty much the blog kind of like reimagined, I guess. I always thought that the blog was a way for me, the blog was kind of like a way for me to bridge my love of photography and my mental health. So I talk about this in the blog a few times, but photography definitely was a coping mechanism for mental health. I just feel like I started getting into photography in college when I was like at my lowest. This zine is supposed to like encapsulate that blog and also just like further expand into all the things that I'm interested in. The liminal spaces, the Y2K 90s shows, like this kind of like nostalgia feeling I think I have always held on to. Also, I guess as a coping mechanism, but I do think that there is a wider like general audience that also feels this way, that they miss the nostalgia. And I was just thinking of like what's a way to share that. And I've never been able to quite like explain the kind of nostalgia that I feel, but the best way I can explain it is like sleepy nostalgia, if that's even a thing, like a sleepy nostalgic vibe, which is what I get when I watch So Weird. Like it's almost like I'm like dreaming and awake. I don't know how to explain that. That probably sounds really strange, but I feel like if you understand like where I'm coming from, then you are the target audience. Like if you can kind of understand the gist, you are definitely the target. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a niche zine, but I do feel like it will be all of my interests like put into like one space. So I'm very, very excited about it. There's not really much I can say though, because again, it's just kind of like in the ideation phase. But yeah, I guess just see it as a mixture of like photography and creative writing and just like exploring like weird nostalgic things. Yeah, there'll be more to come and I'll be able to explain it a little bit better as it's better developed. But that is kind of the side project that I'm working on. So with my pocket planner, I mean, it's been going good. There's not really much to show. I think I feel like I'm kind of boring when it comes to planning. Like again, like very bare bones. Like I didn't even add stickers to this like week. I just wrote in it. I have been going back and like trying to decorate it when I have time, but it's not really like the priority. And then I'm gonna throw in another curveball to the mix. I hope you guys are ready. You guys are not ready. So yes, this is a personal rings. I know you're like, what are you doing, Lo? Like, what is going on, girl? What is going on indeed? There's not really much to say about this. It was definitely just an experiment. Like I just, you know, halfway through May, I was like, maybe the Filofax personal Malden size that I was using last year was just not working because it's, I don't know, too flimsy. I don't know. There's something about the personal size Malden that I just didn't like. It felt like a little bit floppy, which I also feel like it's kind of floppy and squishy with the pocket, but it works a lot better for the pocket just because it's smaller. I don't know. But I wanted something a little bit more, I don't know. Like I felt like the cover, like I've been saying that I don't like personal size rings, but I think maybe it just has to do with the cover. Like I think I'm just not finding the right cover, because the only other personal size rings that I had besides that Malden was the Filofax original, which I had a pink one. I've had it since like 2016. I still have it, but I felt like both of them had I feel like both the Malden and the original one had like the same issue, which is like it's very malleable and like floppy kind of. And so I thought maybe I just needed something with a little bit better structure. And then I looked into the Holborn because I also did pick up a pocket Holborn. And so I thought, because I picked up the pocket Holborn, which did end up being like the rings are a little bit too small for like everyday use. I definitely would just use that one for traveling or like as like a passport holder and stuff. But I really like the structure of the Holborn, and I have never used a Holborn before. So I did just pick up the personal size. I did have like a coupon like code for Filofax Canada, and so I just decided to use it and pick it up. This was actually the last one that they had in stock too. So this is just the black Holborn in the personal, and honestly I didn't talk about this because I didn't want to introduce like a new thing if I wasn't sure about it. But honestly, I've been using this now for 2 weeks, and I do like the cover of this way better than the Malden, just straight up, and the original. And I do think it's just because it's a lot more structured. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. You know, it's like everything is kind of an experiment, and like it's just a notebook. You know, like I don't really care that like people are judgmental about being like planner hopping. I could care less, because at the end of the day, like I keep all of my notebooks. They're not going to landfill. Like they are covers that you can like reuse. So I just feel like the hate is like unwarranted, and that's like a totally different topic that I will save for another day, but I don't want to start. I don't want to start right now. But yes, I am planner hopping back into the personal size. I really do like this Holborn cover. So I'm actually using this to replace my two other planners, which was the Sterling N2 for work and the ever-going saga of the on again, off again relationship with my Hobonichi A6 Techo. If you know, you know, but like, yeah, just I've been on again, off again with that thing like all year long, but I did use it up until like this point, until I got this. I think I'm just finding right now that I do not need two different planners. It's not always like being used because there's not always something going on at my job. So some weeks are just like super blank compared to others. And I just felt like it's kind of like a waste to have two different planners, and I always knew it wasn't going to work out. So I just feel like it was an experiment to try like the Sterling Ink, the Weeks planner. Getting the N2 Weeks was like my final straw at trying the Weeks system again, because I've used a Hobonichi Weeks since probably like 2018 or 2017. I tried using the Sterling Ink N2 Weeks, which is like the same thing as Hobonichi Weeks, but I feel like the typography and like the way that it looks is a little bit more minimal and like cleaner. It doesn't have all those like colors that the Hobonichi system has. So I did try it out. It didn't work out. So that's plain and simple. I could barely even like stay in it for a month, I'll be honest. Like I can't do it. I think we're done. I think I'm just gonna have to like be done with the Weeks. But yeah, so I did, you know, jump back into the rings. As you can see, it's very bare bones. Like I'm just using it as a functional planner. With planners, it does have to be super functional. This is exactly why I can't do planners and journal into the same book, because journaling for me is a slower meditative practice. Like it's something that I enjoy taking my time with when I have the time. Planners, on the other hand, like are functional for me. Like I need to just write in it and go, you know what I mean? Like I just need to use this to remember like what I need to do, and I just can't be extra with it anymore. I think that this like Weeks on 2 pages system has worked for me in the past, so I'm just rolling with like the default like pages that it came with. Also in the past too, you know, like I know everybody likes to customize their rings planner and their Hobonichi their Filofaxes and stuff, and I would do that too in the past, and I would just like literally end up throwing away these pages because I was like, I'm not going to use like the default Filofax pages. But the new Filofax system, I guess, uses like this cream paper. I'm not a big fan of the barcode, which if you didn't know, like you can scan the barcode and like upload your notes online, which I'm definitely not going to do, and I have no interest in doing. But I can probably just like cover this up with stickers if I really wanted to, but it doesn't bother me that much. I do think this cream paper with the brown text just looks way, way better than the old Filofax pages, which was like the super white pages with like blue, like very corporate blue text. And I hated it. I really hated it. But I think this cream paper is much nicer, much better. I actually just like it, and I don't want to waste the pages that the cover came with. As much as I want to show you guys like this really fun, like flirty, cute little planner with like stickers and everything decorated, that's just not going to work for me with planners. Like, I just need this thing to be functional and be done with it. And I think with my other two planners, I had definitely tried to be like a little bit fun with them too. But I don't know if it's because I'm older now, but like, I can't be fussed. I feel like the planner needs to be just words. Just tell me what I need to do and we'll go about our day. With this planner though, it's a little bit different because this is my content planner. So I am strictly using it for content, because I feel like I need it, like a dedicated space for like all the Patreon, YouTube, and social media stuff, and my website and all that. So this one I do feel like is a little bit more warranted to go back and add these like little cute stickers and decorate it. And I also find this process kind of fun. But with this new like everyday planner system, I'm just writing what I need to do for work that day, what meetings I have, and then like personal life stuff. Right now it's been working for me. And I'm just going to roll with it. I'm not going to even think too much about it. And this is like as much as I've decorated. I don't even know if I'll decorate more than that. I think with these pockets too, in the past, I would always try and like decorate the pockets as fast as I could, like fill them with something because it felt so empty. But right now I can't even be fussed. Like, I was just so busy and that I'm like, whatever. This is the, like, the best I can do is like decorate this little front page. So yeah, you know, we'll see how it works. I do really like this cover because it is a little bit more rigid and everything feels a little bit more put together, if that makes sense. But for now, I think this is it. Like, no photos, no nothing. Very boring, I know, but I think maybe that's what I need right now in this, like, at this time in my life. But yeah, that's kind of all I have with updates for like all my notebooks and my systems. The only other thing that I wanted to talk about, which I just wanted to save this for the very last part of the video because I know not everybody cares and it is very personal, but I am going through a very, very hard time right now. I'm going through a breakup. So, I just wanted to share that because I know some of you guys are like, I consider you guys like planner and journal friends, you know, like you guys are the ones who are consistently here, and I'm probably also watching your videos, but you know, I just thought I would share in this space because I can, and it feels like a safe space to do so. But I am going through a breakup, and I'm also going through work uncertainties. I'm also dealing with like health issues in general. And then it's summertime, which I hate summer weather. Like, I'm not a summer weather girly. I'm not going to pretend to be. So yeah, there is a lot of things going on. I'm still not getting very good sleep. It's been rough, guys. Like, it's been really rough. I'm not even trying to be dramatic, but like the planner community has literally saved my life. I feel like, just being able to watch, just watch you guys who do make videos as well. Like, it brings me a lot of comfort. If you are struggling and going through a breakup as well, I hope that you can find some comfort in knowing that I'm going through it too. And whatever the reasoning is, whatever happened in your situation, it doesn't matter. The feeling is always the same. Like, it just sucks. It feels like it makes you feel dead inside. It makes you feel like you've lost such a big part of yourself, especially when you've been with a partner for so long. So yeah, like, it's just what I'm going through. If I seem a little funny in like future videos, because I still want to make videos, like I said, it brings me comfort. It is a coping mechanism for me, and it keeps me kind of like in check with my journaling too, my journaling practice. But yeah, if I seem a little off, that's why. On top of like everything else, like I said, the heat, the job uncertainties, a lot of my colleagues are losing their jobs too, and or moving on, or their contracts are ending for sure, like definitely. And I don't know, it's a really uncertain time right now in my life. Like, everything is just so uncertain. It blows. That's all I can say. That it blows. I'm just gonna stop rambling on about that. because it's getting depressing. But yeah, like I just appreciate you guys being here, and if you made it all the way to the end, like bless you for real. But anyway, so yeah, that is it for today's video. Thanks for being here as always. Or if you're new here, thanks for sticking to the end. Really proud of you. Like that's an achievement to stay all the way to the end. And I hope you guys stick around, and please let me know in the comments, like if you guys want to hear more of the personal yaps. I do have my Patreon, where I do like a podcast type of thing on my Patreon called Coffee and Yaps. And that's kind of where I talk about more like meaningful stuff, I guess, in a more structured way. So if you are kind of interested in hearing more of that, you can check out the Patreon, which is, the link is like in the info box below if you're interested. But yeah, so thank you guys for being here, and I will see you in the next one.